Tonight, all new from the 12 News I-Team. We're getting an inside look at a sober living home that's accused of being a hazard to the people it was meant to help. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Mark Curtis.
And I'm Kadiba Devine. After months of reporting, the state has suspended another rehab facility suspected of fraud, only after the I-Team started asking questions.
12 News journalist William Pitts has this investigation.
It's not easy to want to get help.
It's embarrassing, for sure. There's a stigma attached to it.
But this year, Eric Elliott finally did.
Bad, as bad as it can get. Just a lot. It was a progressive problem throughout my life. That's something that I finally decided to go and get help for.
Help for his alcoholism was supposed to be here, Pathfinder's Recovery. After a detox, Eric enrolled in a residential sober living program. But right away, things felt strange.
Yeah, a lot of guys had just been there. And I was like, that seems weird.
The house itself, Eric says, was a disaster. Mold, water dripping from the ceiling.
And we had the sewage overflow into the tubs. Entire house just horrible.
Then there were the group sessions.
Kind of a weird collection of us sitting around in a circle, talking about our days before that, and YouTube videos.
YouTube video? Like this is rehab?
Yeah, really weird.
Eric took photos from inside the house, people falling asleep on the couch, a YouTube video on the TV. That's comedian Russell Brand's YouTube show. Helpful at all?
Not particularly. A lot of what goes on there is you get transported to different AA meetings.
Alcoholics Anonymous, meetings that are also free.
It sounds like the AA meetings were more impactful than the rehab.
It was the Celebrate Recovery meetings, far more helpful.
But the staff kept bussing them to the Pathfinder's office, to AA. Eric kept trying to do the program. So did the other guys in his house.
You're all together at the center every day, right? So you're together all day long, and then you're together at meetings.
There were two Eric specifically remembers.
They went through the program and graduated.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened to them?
They died right after they got out of there.
He was 24 years old, Nicholas Szymanski, and he was a great young man. He had probably been to every rehab across the whole valley for maybe 5 minutes. Heroin was pretty much the drug of his choice for a very long time.
Tiffany Szymanski knew it would be an uphill battle. Nicholas had tried to get sober so many times, failed so many times, went to jail twice.
3 months inpatient at Pathfinders, and then he went to sober living for 2.5 months, and it worked great.
She hoped Pathfinders would stick, but heard similar stories like Eric's.
The rehab he spent 3 months at gave him a packet of information from day one, saying, this is what we're doing and this is what you're gonna learn here. They didn't go through even half of that stuff. After about a month, my son said all they do is sit there and fall asleep.
Tools Tiffany hoped would help her son, tools she says he never got. Then, on August 17th...
And I talked to him on the phone, and I said, you don't sound right. No, Mom, I'm fine. I knew the second I hung up the phone that he wasn't fine. I found him the next morning at 8:15 in the morning, and he'd been gone since the night before.
2 days later, Mickey Tryon, another former Pathfinder resident, also died. The medical examiner's report showed fentanyl and meth killed him.
Addiction's a very dangerous demon. It's very hard for many people out there. And if you're not given the correct tools to get through that, it's very, very hard.
After hearing from multiple patients and their families, the I-Team started asking questions.
Days later, on October 5th, the Arizona Department of Health Services conducted its first inspection on record for one of Pathfinder's sober living homes. They found broken glass, exposed wiring, duct tape covering electrical outlets, trash, too many people living there, no manager living on site. Pathfinders was also cited for medicating the men who lived there. Sober living homes aren't supposed to be giving out any medication under state law. The state issued 11 citations in all. When we visited this week, there was trash piled outside, what looked like burned furniture. We tried contacting Pathfinders and their parent company, Baymark Health Services in Texas. They said they had no comment.
I can't see how they can sleep at night feeling okay with that.
Trust me, if it was at a private insurance company and they caught you doing that, they would not pay the entire bill. And the state will still pay.
Not anymore. As of November 3rd, Pathfinders has been suspended from access, accused of a long list of suspected fraud. Billing while patients were in a psychiatric hospital, duplicate billing more than 30 hours of services for one patient in one day. Billing for people who were in jail, billing for more hours than Pathfinders was even open. That suspension became a termination. Pathfinders is now barred from the access system for 5 years.
Well, if you're billing for 2 hours a group, shouldn't that be 2 hours of group? Should that not be one 14-minute YouTube video?
For Eric, his time wasn't a total waste. He is still sober.
Do you feel more equipped than you did when you went in?
I do. And a lot of that is through the work that I've put in on the outside. But I'm not going to discount that I didn't learn things while I was there. To be certain I did. There are good people at those places.
There's a life that's so much better out there. And he experienced it for 6 months of his life. And he thought it was the most amazing thing ever.
Tiffany says she's glad there are investigations underway, but her son is still gone after trying to get help. William Pitts, 12 News.
Well, thanks. New details.